So I want to start off this video with a story. And to really illustrate this example, I'm going to use two names, Jessica and Kimberly. So Jessica and Kimberly grew up in a very similar upbringing. They went to the same high school where they did exceptionally well. They had a very good family structure. All was going really well. Both Jessica and Kimberly were actually friends in high school, and they ended up studying the same subject in university. The only difference between Jessica and Kimberly was their mindset. See, Kimberly had a very positive outlook on life, where Jessica was quite literally the opposite. Jessica had a lot of limiting self-beliefs, and she talked to herself negatively on a consistent basis. And so as they got into college and really started to dive into the subject matter, like most university students, they began to struggle. It was tough learning new material and not having that support system that they once had during high school. The difference between both Jessica and Kimberly was in their actions. You see, Kimberly looked at challenges through a positive lens, and she knew that challenges were an opportunity for her to become better, whereas Jessica had the opposite approach. She remained in that negative mindset and really didn't allow herself to grow. So later, after they both graduated from college, this actually transpired into the workplace. Both Jessica and Kimberly lost contact with each other because they no longer shared very similar values. And on top of that, this actually limited Jessica in her growth. She stayed within her comfort zone. She didn't try to achieve new things. And overall, she just didn't elevate and become better and really reach her potential. Whereas Kimberly, on the other hand, took a completely different approach. She challenged herself more. She got outside of her comfort zone and really grew as a leader, allowing her to get better opportunities and ultimately succeed, maximizing her potential. Now, this story was just made up, but I really want to hone in on the example because you probably can resonate with either being a Jessica or a Kimberly in this example. But in this video, I'm going to outline the steps that you can take to develop a very strong mindset. And this is really important because it will allow you to grow into a more high-performing leader and allow you to pour into your maximum potential. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. And it's really important to understand and remember that life is all about perspective. The way you view this world will be different from the way your family and some of your friends view this world, and you will always resort back to your mental state, that voice in your head that's either encouraging you or discouraging you from going after your accomplishments. But what's really interesting about that voice inside of your head is that you can train it. You can train that voice to be a positive reinforcer for your life. That voice can remind you how great you are and to really allow you to push for more greatness. Because there's power in the tongue, there's power in the words that you repeat to yourself and how you view yourself in the world. And I want you to understand that really building your mindset is a very large spectrum. Where you were 2 years ago is completely different from where you are today. And I hope that within the next 2 years, you develop an even stronger mindset. So let's get into the practical steps that you can take to really hone in on this mindset shift. And the first thing that we're going to start off with is leaning into your strengths. So we all have strengths, and you have strengths watching this video. Things that come to you very naturally that you do exceptionally well. These could be the things that people compliment you on, which can range from so many different things. The reason why you want to lean into your strengths is that they're a reminder of the greatness that is within you. Your strengths are a reminder that you're capable of great things, even though sometimes you have that voice telling you that you're not. I'm sure you can list 5 things that you're strong at and you do pretty well or better than most people. Those are your strengths. It's important to recognize that to really hone in to develop your mental state. The next thing, if you're looking to establish your mindset, is the positive affirmations and self-talk. Now, there is a little bit of controversy around this. Some people say don't do it, some people say do it. But the positive affirmation and self-talk is that mental voice that you're training to become more positive. So the way I personally like to do this is when I'm in the gym and I'm working out and I'm pushing myself to do more reps, more sets. That voice in my head is encouraging me to do 1 more, do 2 more. Even when my muscles aren't feeling it or I want to take a break, I'm pushing past the fatigue and I'm allowing my mind to become strengthened. And this is super positive. So wherever you are, if it's a walk, if it's the gym, however you want to frame it, positive self-talk is critical. And you are allowed to hype yourself up. You are allowed to remind yourself that you are great. This is how you start to develop a stronger mindset. This is how you start to believe in your own abilities that much more. And the next thing that I do to strengthen my mindset and my mental state is to do daily reflections. So this has been something that I've been doing really all throughout my 3rd year in university, but it's a simple practice that you can implement right before you go to bed. And it's where you outline 2 things that you did really well during your day and 1 thing that you can improve on. You always start with 2 things that you did well to remind yourself that throughout your day you're doing good things. And these can be as simple as, you challenge yourself to talk to someone new today, or you finish that assignment that you were working on. These are small little reminders just to keep you on track and remind yourself that you are doing good things throughout the day, because oftentimes we overlook this. Then you want to answer the question, what is 1 thing that I can improve? And the reason why you want to ask this, and it's so critical to ask this question, is because it allows you then to be more cautious and cognizant of when this is happening again. So for example, one thing that you can improve throughout your day, let's say it was time management. You manage your time pretty poorly. Well, what you can do going forward the next day, you can be more aware. Okay, how can I manage my time better? And as this starts to compound throughout the days, you're going to have a better understanding of one, the things that you do really, really well, and the things that you need to stay away from. Again, helping you reinforce and develop a stronger mindset because you know what things you're doing good so you can do more of them, and you know other things that you should be staying away from. So the next step, if you want to establish a stronger mindset, is sticking with the promises that you made for yourself. When I think about someone with a strong mindset, this is someone who has a lot of self-confidence. They have the ability to get things done because they say they'll get done. One of the most powerful things that you can do is keep the promises that you make with yourself. If you say you're going to do something, you must do it. The reason why you must do it is because it allows you to believe in yourself and your own abilities. So if you say you're going to the gym today, you know it's going to get done. Regardless of how you feel, regardless of what the weather's like, it's going to get done. If you're going to finish that project, you're also confident that it will get done. And the more you stick to your promises and the more you do this on a consistent basis, this helps fortify your mind. This allows you to have so much self-belief in your own abilities. You'll get to the point where you don't even want to make big outlandish claims because you know that you'll have to do them. Like for example, someone with a very strong mindset knows that if they say they're going to do 300 push-ups in a day, they will end up doing those 300 push-ups regardless of how they feel and regardless if it's a lot of work. So then they begin to be a little bit more careful with what they say because they understand how powerful their actions are. They know that they will be committed to the goal because they already said it. So I highly encourage you to stick to the promises that you make to yourself. Regardless of how you feel, get them done. So the next step is to surround yourself with like-minded winners. Now, this is something that is extremely important. We've often heard the phrase that you are the average of the top 5 people you spend the most time with. But we can break that down a little bit deeper and say that you actually end up picking the mindset of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So it's pretty common among friend groups for them to share a lot of common interests. For example, if they all like doing that one activity, probably what brought them to become friends. Or if they all dislike this one activity, it's probably what helped strengthen their relationship. But what's interesting about that is the mindset of your friends or the people you spend the most time with will rub off on you. Their thought processes, their belief systems, they will become your belief systems. So this is why it's so critical to be around people who, one, you aspire to have their mindset, like to share the same visions and goals as them, or two, that you're comfortable with their mindset and their belief systems. I'm at the point now where personally, I'd rather be alone than be with someone with a poor mindset because I know how that will rub off on me and affect me in my own life. And I then become very critical about who I spend time with because I know the more time I spend with this person, the chances are their mindset is going to rub off on me. So this allows me to select a group of peers and friends that not only good for me because their mindset is positive and strong, but it helps me grow as an individual because as I spend more time with them, I know that their mindset is going to rub off on me. So make sure you are surrounding yourself with winners, like-minded people who are achieving success. Ideally, you want to have someone not that you look up to, but you admire their efforts and what they're capable of, because as a result, their affectionate energy will rub off on you. The next thing that I highly suggest you do if you want to develop a very strong mind is to visualize your success. Visualization has changed my life in so many different ways, and I continuously visualize and view the success that I aspire to accomplish. The best example of visualization is the red car theory. So you probably heard this theory before, but it's essentially where if someone were to ask you, how many red cars did you see today? You probably don't have an answer, or you probably didn't notice too many red cars. But then if someone told you, for every red car that you notice, I will give you $1 million, one, you are going to find a lot of red cars because you're going to be looking for them. Now, this same principle can be applied through visualization. As you start to visualize the success that you're working towards, I want you to make sure through that process of visualization, you are visualizing the work that you have to do to get there. The reason why this is so important, and especially for your mindset, is because this will allow you to understand that your goals will not come easy. If you have that big goal, be that entrepreneur, start your own business, reach that milestone in your life, become that top athlete, whatever that is, you need to understand that that is going to require work. But as you start to visualize, I want you to visualize yourself working hard on that goal. I want you to visualize yourself going up the ladder, failing, trying new challenges, repeating that process over and over and over again. So then that will come to your subconscious, and you will know that the hard work that you have to do to accomplish your goals must get done. See, I talk to a lot of people and I mentor people throughout the school year. And one thing that is pretty common is that a lot of people have the same goals. People want the big cars, they want the nice home, they want to retire their parents, live a good life. This is common among many people. But the difference is the work that has to get done to accomplish those goals. See, when you visualize with the framework of knowing how much work you have to actually accomplish to achieve your goals, this is going to allow you to understand that when hardships arise or when things don't go your way, that is a part of the process and you need to keep going and moving forward. So again, visualization, I highly recommend it. And don't just visualize the grandiose success, but make sure you're visualizing the struggles and the uphill journeys that you need to conquer to reach your goals. Now, I can continue to expand on this topic for much more detail, but I'm going to stop there. If you want to see a more in-depth video on this, let me know down in the comment section down below. I also want you guys to hold me accountable because in the next 2 years, I want to have an even stronger mindset than I have right now. Like I said before, your mindset is a spectrum. I would like to think that I have a pretty good mindset, but I also know that within the next 2 years, I want that mindset to become even far better from what it is today. So I know that I have to put these practices and these principles in place now so that I can achieve that goal later on. So that is going to conclude today's video, but I wanted to bring a quick thing to your attention. I was checking my YouTube analytics and I realized that over 90% of you who watch my channel are not subscribed. So if you get any value from the video, please consider subscribing. We have a lot more exciting content on the way, so you do not want to miss it. But you know what I always say, make sure to always believe that you will achieve. My name is Miles and I'm signing off. Woo!